Hello! So some of this video might be a little bit abstract, but don't worry, it's not going to be too crazy. So there's two main things we want to cover. Now, what do we mean by truthy and falsey values? So we have covered booleans, that's values which are either true or false. What we can do is we can treat any value as a condition. So a value could be the number 4, the number negative 12.2, could be 0. Also a value could be any string. Remember, a string is a sequence of characters. Right, now we have also seen how we can convert data types. So for example, we can take the string of the number 2 and we get the string 2. Conversely, we can do int of the string 13 and we get the integer 13. So we have an equivalent for booleans. We can do bool. Now with bool, obviously the only result we can get is either true or false. So the bool of a number, now it's quite simple. 0 will give us false and literally anything else is going to give us true. So we'll do 0 first of all, which gives us false. But even if it's 0.0001, a tiny number, we get true. And if it's a negative number, we get true. So everything is true except for 0. Simple as that. And when it comes to string, the only value which is going to give us false is the empty string. So that's the empty string, so that gives us false. Literally every other string will give us true, even if it's just a space. So that is not an empty string, that is a string containing one space character, and the Boolean equivalent of that is true. So I hope that's clear. We will see other data types going forward, more complicated ones, and we will see, for example, lists, tuples and dictionaries. Don't worry if these words mean nothing to you at the moment, but basically if these data structures are empty, then they will be falsy, but if there's anything in them at all, then they will be truthy. Fantastic. Right, so just to nail the point home, I've got a program set up here in Sublime Text, and the first part is going to run. All it does is we set up 4 variables, or actually 7 variables here, and then we print the variable and then the bool function run with the variable as an argument next to it. So let's just run that program. I need to come out of the shell and call the program truthy.py. So there we have 0, which is false, negative 100 is true, as is 67, negative 0.01 is true, apple is true, and obviously you can't see it, but take my word for it, that's an empty string there, which is false. So that is wonderful. Now, I've also in this program got it set up to demonstrate the not operator. Now, in a previous video we did deal with and also or, and I did say we were going to come back to the not operator. Now, it's pretty straightforward, but we've got a couple of examples set up here. Now, in this first one, let's imagine the scenario is you're running a fairground, and what you do is you give discounted entry to children 5 and under and also adults aged 65 or over. Okay, now I've set age here to be 56 to start with, so that obviously doesn't fall into either of the discounted categories, so we should get you pay full price as the output here. Have I? Yep, I've forgotten to save the program there. Let's try that again. So we get you pay full price, and if we just change that to 3, we're obviously less than or equal to 5, so we'll now get a discount. And also if we're 300 and going to the fairground, we'll get a discount because we're over 65. Right, so that's a long-winded introduction just to introduce the not operator. Now, what we can simply do is stick the word not in front, and then we want to put this whole thing in brackets up to just before the colon. And then what we need to do is we need to swap these around. So we'll put you get a discount down here, and you pay full price up here. Okay, so let's save that. So it's basically quite straightforward, I think. The not simply inverts what's in the brackets. So if what's in the brackets on line 21 evaluates to true, then the not inverts it, is the technical term, and makes it false. And if it's false, it inverts it and makes it true. So we should get the same output. We get a discount there, and let's just make it 30 and show that we'll be paying full price. Right, so that's enough of that. As always, you can ask any questions in the comments. So let me comment this out, and I've just got a very simple thing to finish up on. I've mentioned in the past error handling, so we can actually use a while loop in conjunction with the not operator to do a tiny bit of error handling. What this program does is it sets up a while loop which keeps running until something is entered. So when we say while not name, I have to actually uncomment line 9 or we'll get an error because the name variable will be undefined. So we've set up name to be an empty string, so as demonstrated earlier in the lesson, that means it's false. So not name is going to be true, and that means we'll enter the loop and it asks for a name. So if we just hit enter, obviously name is still the empty string, so we'll keep going round and round the loop until something is entered. So we might be setting up a rival to Facebook here, maybe that's coming up soon for a future lesson, and we don't want our users entering their name as nothing at all. We want to basically ensure that they do enter something. So let's just run this and see how it works. Let's just clear the console, make a little bit of room, and it asks for our name, so we just hit enter and it's not having it. We have to enter something. Now it may be not a very valid name, but that will be enough to exit the loop, and away we go to bigger and better things, no doubt. Right, so I hope that wasn't too confusing. We kind of wrapped a few different things into the lesson here, but as I say, ask away if you have any questions at all, and once again I'll link to the code in the comments section. So I hope you can join me again next time, where we will, I think, be dealing with random numbers. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.